I wanted to ask you before we talk about the two matches that you were on commentary for. One of the matches that everyone was talking about, and I even saw some people saying it's going to be a match of the year candidate. It was really a coming out party for Will Ospreay. We've seen Will Ospreay
Oh,
put on several shows and performances with AEW before, including maybe most famously that incredible match at Forbidden Door last year with Kenny Omega. This time it was with a young upstart who, boy, has been on fire ever since we saw him in AEW, Takeshita. He's been a scene stealer, and boy, did they put on a show. I talked to the Nature Boy Ric Flair on Monday, and he could not believe what he saw with Will Ospreay, and told me that he found him after the show and said, "Brother, you are all I've heard about and more." A lot of people saw him really for the first time in a big way at this pay-per-view because it was such a unique show in Sting's last match. You know, people who might not normally order an AEW pay-per-view, well, they came away with the understanding of who the hell Will Ospreay is. What'd you think of that match? I know you got to see it on a monitor, and just wanted your take on that one.
it was spectacular. It was spectacular. It was better than I envisioned it might be. Osprey's a special talent. AEW fans have some great things to look forward to as regarding Osprey and Takeshita. Both of them are young and still evolving, getting better every time out. So I knew, or I thought, that the match should be special. However, I'll be dead honest. I didn't know or predict in my mind that it was going to be as special as it was. There was everything that you could want in a 5-star match. They had I don't know how many stars Meltzer's going to give it and all that stuff. I don't know that, but I know that it was extraordinary. Everything seemed seamless, made sense, logical, just good stuff. Logical, good, hard hitting wrestling, and those two cats did it right.
It was really an unbelievable performance. If you haven't seen it, go out of your way to see it. Let's talk about the two matches that you got to call. A three-way dance for the world title: Swerve Strickland, Hangman Adam Page, and Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe retained here, and a lot of people were wondering, what's the story here? Is it that Hangman Adam Page is now going to be a bad guy? Is he more obsessed with Swerve not becoming champion than actually winning the title again himself? I thought, for a three-way world title match, they did as good as they could as telling a story. Three more than capable performers. And I, for one, am loving the run that Joe is on as the champion. What'd you think?
Joe's the man in a story. He's a machine, and I have great respect for Samoa Joe. Always have, always will. He's a man's man. He's physical. He doesn't give any quarter, nor does he ask for one. Thought he had a great night, and the other two guys did as well. I mean, let's be honest. Both the challengers had excellent nights, and and deserved the booking that they got. So it was a physical match, and I enjoy the physicality, the psychology. All worked out real well in my world, and I think it made sense. This was Sting's night. Nothing was going to supplant Sting's night, and somewhere down the road, it's going to be you know somebody else's night. It's going to be uh, Swerve's night, or the other cat. Uh, no, I just you can't make everybody happy. Everybody can't be a winner. Everybody can't get their hand raised. But Page will have his night. I think he's more comfortable as a villain, a physical, cutthroat, uncaring villain than any other role I've seen him in lately. Maybe I'm wrong. It's just one guy's opinion. And then Swerve is coming to his own. He's become a star before our very eyes in the last several weeks. Physical guy. I like his style. He didn't let up. He's an all man, and as Ernie Ladd would say, all man and a yard wide. So, and somewhere down the road, the days will come for the two challengers to stand on that pedestal and hold the title. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. Just a matter of if and when. I think somewhere down the road, sooner than later, we're going to see even more competition for the title, and I think that's all good. To have three contenders that are all viable is a good thing. It's good for TV, and it's good for the fans, and it's good for the talents.
I'm sure it was good for you to see some names from yesteryear. No Context Flair over on Twitter says, how was it seeing the likes of Luda, Nikita, and Steamboat back in Greensboro? And what's the difference between the crop of wrestlers from the 80s and the ones from, say, the Attitude Era? You hired basically everybody from the Attitude Era, Jim, but we saw a lot of 80s greats there. Any fun memories catching up with those guys? And what do you think is the difference between the end of the territory guys and the Attitude Era guys?
Well, I was very pleased to see so many smiles on the faces of the talents that were making an appearance there. And I thought that was cool because they were enjoying the hell out of themselves. They were happy that they were there. And that counts as something without a question. So there you see Nikita and Magnum.
And Scotty Riggs.
Scotty Riggs there. He's a little fuzzy in my picture, but yeah. But it was great to see those guys, and they were great. They were happy to be there. So anytime you can bring happiness to guys that are retiring, so to speak, or they're not on the card, is a good thing. Those guys did a hell of a job. I thought they were genuinely happy for Sting's success, and they were genuinely happy that they attended this event.
Did you get to catch up at all with Arn Anderson or DDP or Lex Luger? I know those guys were all there, but I don't think they were seen on camera.
I don't think contractually some of those cats could be seen on camera because of previous
contracts with WWE,
contractual, commitments to WWE. But everybody got past that. It wasn't a big deal. Everybody moved right along and adapted. Knew where to sit, where not to sit, so forth and so on. So, but it was good in that respect. But I enjoyed visiting with everybody. You know, I didn't get a chance to visit with everybody as much as I'd like. And before the show, I kind of was sequestered in the announcers' locker room area. That's where I saw a lot of the guys. Arn and many others, which I always enjoy. You know, we have so many lifetime stories together. It's hard not to make it important, feel important. It was important. So that's kind of how I saw that situation. It was a great opportunity to rekindle old relationships, give a guy a hug or a handshake, ask about the families, things of that nature, stuff that I always like to do. And I talked to Arn a good while. His son is still training and working, and I believe in my heart of hearts that somewhere along the way, Arn's son is going to be a star.
Yes.
It's just a matter of catching the right break, the right creative, the right people. But I think he has a chance to become a real star. Brock Anderson, a good kid too, good-hearted kid.
Yes.
He's raised right. So I have a lot of hope for him and a lot of optimism. Some company's going to make a star out of that kid at some point in time. No doubt about it in my mind.